Hello, so today I thought we would talk about self-care. Also, tiny bit sick, so my voice sounds even funnier than usual. I'm really struggling with uni at the minute. Basically, I had to take time off at the beginning of the year for health reasons, and now I'm really struggling to catch up. So it means that every day I wake up, I think, oh, I should be studying every minute of the day, but I also know that's not rational and that I need to take time out for myself. Now I'm just trying to strike a balance between looking after myself and studying. And so this is where self-care has really came into my everyday life. Self-care is different to everybody. It'll be different to you than it is for me. But what I see self-care is just taking time out for yourself and making sure that you're okay mentally and just doing things to make you happy. I feel like there's this constant pressure that you need to be doing something productive every minute of the day in our society. And while I get that achieving your goals and being productive is great, but it's stressful if you're doing it every day and every hour of every day, and you really need to take time out for yourself. So here are some ideas for you to do to just self-care and to just take time out from your routine. Okay, my first idea is journaling. I did a video on journaling on this channel, so I'll link that below. Also, what I find really helpful is what I call a mind dump, and it's where you just get a piece of paper or a notebook or your journal and you just write down everything that's worrying you, how you're feeling, how you'd like to feel, and just all the thoughts in your head. Sometimes I do this before I go to bed because it just lets everything out, so I'm not constantly thinking about it when I'm trying to sleep. And I find just writing down everything you're struggling with just makes it seem a bit real and easier to cope with, and it just sets out what you need to do. You know, it sets out the beginning of a plan for how you're going to become a better person and get all your worries out of the way. Just write them all down, and at the end of it you can even scrunch them up and just throw them away, or like set them on fire or something. Be safe with that. Number 2, I don't like feet. I just don't like them, and something I never think about is my feet. I just don't like touching them, don't like doing anything with them except for walking. So like the bottoms of my feet are just really hard, and sometimes they really hurt. And since you're walking on your feet all the time, you should look after your feet. Moisturizing and like putting foot cream on my feet just like once a week just makes me feel a lot better. And I always hated the idea of foot cream because I'm like, oh, now for like half an hour I'm gonna have to lie down and wait until it dries in and I can't do anything. But I got this tip that if you put cling film around your feet after you put the moisturizer on and then just put socks over it, you're good to go. But this is hilarious. Please just do this. The sensation of slipping around in your own socks is just hilarious. Like, I did that and then I tried to walk downstairs. It took me half an hour. Like, I was just slipping and sliding everywhere. It was great. Definitely 10 out of 10. Recommend. Number 3, this is something I do a lot. Just turn off your phone. Just even for an hour. Just turn it off. If you're somebody who really stresses about replying to people or like can't get off like social media, just turn off your phone and just like spend an hour. I just like turn off my phone and I put it in a drawer and I just go about doing things, and I just feel a lot freer. I just feel like if my phone's next to me, I'm gonna check it even though nothing's happening. If you're like me, just turn it off for an hour or 2. Number 4, writing down everything you're grateful for. Sometimes when there's just a lot of sadness in your life or a lot of stress, the things you're grateful for sort of like seem a lot smaller, and you're like, oh, there's not a lot of things good in my life right now. But if you actually sit down and think about it, there's a lot of good things in your life right now, and it's just nice to see them in a list so you know that even when you're going through a hard time, these things are always here for you. That's a really good feeling. Number 5, take a shower or a bath. I like in between moments, you know, moments where I don't have to do anything. Like, I like the car ride to a place because I know I don't have to do anything in the car but drive. I like waiting for a class because I'm not in the class. So I feel like the shower is a good in-between place where you can think about what your day is going to be like and just get ready for it, and it's just really relaxing. 6, this is another thing. If I'm feeling really groggy, say I've just like ate 3 bars of chocolate, and I'll be like, that's my day ruined, I'm so unhealthy, it was supposed to be a new start today. Just eat something healthy. It just makes you feel a lot better. And at the same time, like, even just if you drink like a bottle of water, it just feels like, oh, I've flushed out my system. Like, I don't know, that always makes me feel better as well. 7, listen to an artist you've never listened to before. Like, Spotify's really good for that. If you listen to an artist you like, there's that little column on the side that says artists related to them, and then I just keep going through them to find another artist. And I think that listening to new music is really important time because music always makes me think, and if I'm always listening to the same songs, I'm always thinking the same thing. So finding a new song makes me think about more things, and it just makes me feel like more creative. Number 8, throw things out. A lot of the time when I'm feeling down, I'll just look around my room and I'll be like, oh, it's so cluttered, and I just find throwing things out just makes me feel a lot better. If it's like old makeup, old nail varnish, old school things you don't need anymore, that will just make you feel so much better. If you feel like that's too much of a task, say your makeup's really like cluttered with stuff you don't need and you're like, that's too much of a task, just say to yourself, I'm going to throw out 10 things today, and just go through your makeup and just throw out at least 10 things. That's a really good way to start. Number 10 is similar. It's go for a walk with a friend. I know that when you're young and you have like no money, it can be really difficult to think of what to do with a friend, and sometimes you just might end up like staying inside just scrolling through Instagram together. But just saying like to your friend like, hey, do you want to meet up and go for a walk? First of all, you're going to be outside again and you're just going to be able to talk face to face without like any distractions. Like, yeah, you might check your phone every so often, but I doubt you are both going to go outside and just like scroll down your phone. Like, you're going to look like knobs. Don't do that. It's a good chance to just talk to your friend face to face, get fresh air, get exercise, really nice. Number 11, if you've always wanted to do a hobby, search it up on the computer. Always really wanted to do roller derby, and then I looked it up and it was going on really close to my house, and I never imagined that because I was like, it's too American, they won't have it here. But yeah, they do roller derby really close to me, so I was like, Alex, we're doing this. So, you know, you can start a new hobby that way, and that's really good for self-care, just taking time out to do something you have an interest in, and it's really exciting, the prospect of like a new hobby. Number 12, just open your windows. If you're spending a lot of time in your room studying or tidying or whatever you're doing, it can feel really cramped and you can start just get a bit sad because you're just stuck in your room. But just simply opening your window and hearing like outside and like feeling nice air, like that's just gonna make you feel a bit better and like awake as well. Number 13, if you're fond of reading or you need to do reading for class, take your book outside and just like read in public, whether that's like sitting on a bench somewhere or sitting in Starbucks or something. This is just like a really good way to get outside but not necessarily having to walk if you're not a big fan of walking. First of all, everybody will think you're like so cool. They'll be like, oh, I wonder what she's reading, I wonder what she's like. But yeah, and you might make new friends because people will be like, what are you reading? And it'll be fun. And like a new surrounding and new places, just a change of scenery always just like lifts your mood. Number 14, watch your favorite film. Yeah. And number 15, look up a recipe for something that looks good and learn how to make it. A lot of the time we end up eating the same foods again and again because we know that we like them, and it can get really boring. So like research a new recipe and try it out and see if you like it. And then that's time you get to like cook and just like think and like listen to music and stuff, and then you get to eat something tasty at the end. So yeah, that's all my ideas for self-care. Of course, it could be anything. Just take time out to do what you like to do and don't feel guilty about it. You need to look after you. Your number one priority, okay, is you. And I will see you next Friday. Goodbye.
Shut it down, going to take you outside. Sifting up a reason from the lonely. When it's over, you'll be golden. Over.